Okay, right. So we first spoke about the conflict poems. The conflict poems, what are the conflict poems we have? Yeah, it is. It is recorded. Yeah. Okay. So under conflict poems, the first conflict poem that we discussed was what? Breakfast. And breakfast is based on what kind of conflict? Family conflict. So it's a personal one. And this is between a couple where we do not have any other family members involved. So they can be married, unmarried, whatever it is, just it's a couple. But just getting stick to our GC O level syllabus, they can even use the words husband and wife, there's no problem. Or you can even say male partner, female partner, or whatever, or you can stick to the words husband and wife, there's no problem at all. Then what were the major themes we discussed on the breakfast? Lack of communication. Isolation comes as a result. What was the thing that we learned about it? There's a backstory. This is the result of a past conflict. So in this, what we see is not the conflict, but the result of a conflict. Now, right now, they are not speaking. So if they're not speaking to each other, they're no longer fighting. They no longer. It's as if they don't want to save the relationship anymore. It's not just the husband who is being ignorant. The wife is not speaking as well. While the wife is waiting for his attention, she is not initiating too. So in that case, here this is the effect. This is the after effect of some sort of a past problem. So this is the breakfast table. So maybe the day before or whatever, they have had some sort of an issue, and there is pretty much a possibility that the woman is at guilt because she is not initiating anything while she is yearning for his attention. And it was written in what person narrative? First person, second person, third person? First person narration. So what is the major disadvantage we have since it's in the first person? Yes, it can be biased because it's written in the perspective of the wife. We do not know the husband's perspective. We only know that okay, he might be stressed through the cigarette and him leaving the what you call house and going in the rain. Rain symbolizing obstacles and hindrances and a sign of intimacy. He leaves all of that and goes out. Right? Okay. That was what we did on the breakfast. Then what was the other poem we did? What was the other topic poem? Farewell. So, Farewell to Barn and Stack Country by A.E. Housman. What is it about? It is once again family conflict and what happened? There's a possible love triangle. We can't specifically say that it's a love triangle because we do not know. It's only a possibility. We just assume it. Right? How is this black and blue? You can change the models. I have really, I don't know what to say about this little group that I have. My community is really good. Okay. So this is based on a personal one once again. And here the family is, it's basically two brothers. Due to a love. And there's a possibility of a love triangle. Just a possibility. It's not, we don't know whether it happened for a fact. But it's pretty much obvious. But since it's not stated by word, we don't have literal proof. In that case, we have to always take it as a possibility. You can say maybe, or you can be like, there's a possibility of a love triangle. Or you can say it's assumable that there is a love triangle, or that both the brothers love the same woman. Something like that you can pick. All right. Then now today what we are going to do is the poem "Woe is Kind" by Stephen King. Now, when you start with it itself, now you all already know the literary devices and all that, so I'm not going to waste my time explaining the basics of literary devices. But if you all do not know anything, you can always ask. Oh, yeah, this is grade level fast track. I can't be. Yesterday I started the grade test for them. Now we started. Yesterday I gave them the paper structure and the subject introduction as well. And we just started with symbols and we thought of moving to Eagle, but we didn't have time. Because for them the class is 2.5 hours only. They just started, right? They have 2.5 hours literature and then a break and then English. They are most of them. They are coming for both. So you all don't have a problem in English, so you all don't have to. Maybe when your exams are close by, we can do a couple of papers. That would be enough. You all don't have any language issues. So far, it's fine. But you all need to brush up your vocab. Because I see a lot of repetition of the same words. The Hamatanam and the you can add some more words. Like, you can, you don't have to put the simple ones itself. And so, you can use more words like not only but also. Therefore, in addition to this, firstly, secondly, you can break down points like that. You have to advance your vocab because in your essays, I have told you, out of the 15 marks, 7 goes for content, 7 goes for 4 goes for organization, and 4 goes for language. And out of the 4 language marks, language mechanisms, vocab is among those. It's under the writing mechanics when you talk about language. And when your vocab is good, it also creates a good first impression. And that's really valuable. Now for literature, they're not going to give you marks for handwriting, but if it's readable and if it looks good, there is a possibility that the examiner actually reads it out of pleasure, other than reading an answer with handwriting that's not readable. It would be, if it's hard for them to process the answer, you might lose marks, like for real, and also from impression wise, they will not even consider giving you an extra mark. You get it, right? Because there is no standard mark saying if you write this, give this mark. It's always in the hands of the examiner. Although there's a marking rubric, there is no fixed, rigid marking rubric saying this mark for this point. Because kids are always allowed to be innovative. And you all need to add quotes, stuff, not quotes from just the textbook. You can add more. Now, have you all done Richard Core in school or somewhere? I've not done it yet with you all. Have you all done Richard Core in school? Okay, so you know what it's about, right? So one of the major themes is money can't buy happiness and appearance is deceptive. Yeah, so in that case, now for that, you can even use quotes like grass is not always green on the other side. Don't judge a book by its cover. Appearance is deceptive. That's a theme as well as a quote, a proverb. And what else? Even salt looks like sugar. You can use terms like that. There was a good one. One of my 24 batch students came up with. What he said was, you can buy a bed, not sleep, and food, not appetite. However, how rich you are, if you're not mentally feeling fit enough to eat or whatsoever, if you develop depression or whatever it is, can you eat? No, you can buy any amount of food, but you can't get the appetite or the satisfaction of the food. If you don't have the mental satisfaction, the same goes with sleep. If you have a lot of problems, even if you have a king size or whatever luxury bed you have, it doesn't matter. You won't be able to sleep. But if you're happy, you can even sleep, generally anywhere. So that was a very good point. That adds up to this content. Content goes, no, it's not just analyzing the facts or the lines given. You have to be innovative. If you want to get 5 or 6 out of 7, you have to add your own points as well. Stuff like I told you just now. That's what I'm saying. The extra stories that I'm telling you all, take them into consideration when I'm explaining this, because you can always use those in your answers. You can, but you have to match it as sub points with your main stance to explain your thing. It's like you are handling your own court case. You're a lawyer. You have to justify somebody. Maybe that you may be for, maybe against. Whatever it is, you are supposed to defend your whoever client it is. If you're the lawyer, right? So you're going to say now, imagine Aditya is a lawyer and Yenut has done something wrong. Yenut has stolen some coconuts from Vinara's house and will have filed for a complaint. And there's clear CCTV footage that it was him, Kamila, this son, plucking the coconut and everything. But now you have to speak for him, not against him, because you're his lawyer. Now you are trying to say that this is AI generated videos, and you can say Yenut. Then now you have to prove that Yenut is a good man. He doesn't need coconut. It's just an example. Okay. So now you have to say why Yenut, your client, cannot be the culprit. Then you will be bringing up his personal life stuff. Like, you might tell how he does charity and how wealthy he is, how he's coming from very wealthy lineage. As a result, he doesn't need to pluck anyone else's coconut, pluck or to steal. He doesn't have to. You can say he has coconut in his own house and all that, blah, blah, blah. Right? You can even say, just because someone's like this, that. You now see, what do you have to do? There also, it's once again the PE. What's PE? Not P, washroom P. Point. Evidence and explanation. So your point is what? Yanut is a good man. You're saying so. Now your topic is Yanut is a good man. Character analysis of Yanut. And your point is, what you're going to say is that, okay, Yanut is coming from a wealthy upbringing, so he doesn't have to pluck coconuts. That's your point. Your point is that Yanut is a wealthy man. Or maybe your point is Yanut is a charitable man, so he does a lot of charity. Your point is that what? Yanut has coconut. No, I'm saying he's a charitable man. Charity. Okay. Now you have to provide evidence. What are your evidences? Now he has provided evidence of him plucking the coconuts. Now you have to. You are going to maybe quote a website or something where coconut videos can be made of coconut leaf pluck, which looks exactly like doing it and blah blah blah. You are providing some sort of evidence. Oh, now your point is what the fact that this is a charitable man. He does a lot of charity. Now you are going to provide proof for that. Maybe you are going to say in last year he did a big coconut distribution event where he went for all these people who were affected by the flood and gave them one coconut each. And people in that village call him Pol Mama. Pol Mama. This is the point. Pol Mama. And now that's evidence. That's evidence you took from his whatever that happened, right? The same way that you quote evidences from your poem or your whatever the genre it is. Right? Then your explanation, this is where you're going to explain everything. You're going to say, this one is a charitable man, see, like in that year, like I mentioned before, and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to say how he has all these households and everything, and he's a very kind-hearted man, and all of that. As a result, there's no possibility of him doing all of this. This is for sure something that was done to tarnish his character and all that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to give. Is that clear? Yeah. So that is the same thing that you need to look at when you are talking about these poems as well. Understood? This is the structure that you need to write answers for. I have given you like a brief intro as to how to write answers. Every day I go to the bookshop and wonder what I have to take and buy some random gifts for kids and come without buying what I mean to buy. What I go to buy. Now I'm going to write it on tattoo it on my forehead. Buy a duster. I bought 2 dusters and both of those are gone. I'm going to buy one today. Okay. Let's go for it. Voice time. Now, when you say voice time, the title itself is significant. Right? First, I'll give you the backstory. Now, have you all done the 5th? You all probably have done the 5th lesson in your Sinhala Sahitya syllabus, Munisiripa? Mm-hmm. Yes. What is it about? It's about the sun, right? It's about the sun? Sun. What? Do it. It's a patriotic poem. Yeah. Son or a daughter? No. It's about patriotism. Oh God. Deshabhimani, Deshanuragi Kavi. Only. What is the category of the poem series? Patriotism. So, not voice time. Okay. Usually during the war season, whatever the country it is or whatever the group that is, they usually during that period they try to all the poems, songs, or whatever that was written were based on patriotic stance, where they look at it in a very heroic way, a hero-like way, right? So that's why we say wo Rana Viru Rana Viru Rana Viru now that is why they are like this, because they did all of that for us and all that. So we honor them, right? They have a title. They are looked like as the real life Superman, Batman, and all of that. Back in the day when in Sri Lanka, there was a 30-year war. And during that, now you have a poem solely based on the 30-year war as well. Big match. If we have the time, we'll move on to it today or tomorrow. The reason I want to do that contrast is you can create a solid chain, a solid understanding of all the conflict points. That's why I want to finish all the conflict points together, right? Because it's a continuation. From this, you can link it to the next one, right? Now, this is not something that is located here. This is based on the US, but war is war. Terrorism is terrorism. Attack is an attack. Conflict is a conflict. It's always relatable to the contemporary society. Okay. Now, during the time as such, like I told you, those are the type of poems or songs or whatever that was written. But Stephen Crane gives a very different perspective. He is more realistic. He gives a realistic point of view. He criticizes the false glorification of war. He criticizes it. This is right. Now, when you look at this poem, one of the major factors is okay. One thing is he criticizes the false glorification of war. That is one thing that he's doing. Okay, and he gives the realistic perspective of what really happens. He does two things. He doesn't directly just talk about the realistic situation. He speaks of both. Like through this, he has written this in a way that the false glorification is also being criticized. Now, is war actually a kind thing starting from the title itself? No. You know, see, do not weep, war is crying. Now your husband, your boy, now here a maiden is saying now, before going to be interested in here, now her lover is dead. See, Adam, war is kind, don't cry. War is a really good thing, you know. Like he's a hero, don't cry. Do you need the lights? Is it dark? Yeah, right? You want the lights? Yeah? No. It's 40 without. Yes. And this is already reflecting on me, so I don't have a problem. I can always turn it on if you want to. It's too early. Yeah. Okay. Then this is one. The other factor that we need to consider when we talk about reality or the realistic scenario or realism. What's missing? Hi, boy. Okay. Petty minute. I'll give you all a break to do that. Not now. Now, when we talk about the realistic scenario, you need to understand. Here, he is not just talking about the soldiers. The young soldiers, they are not the only focus here. He's speaking of the effects on the young soldiers and the society overall. He depicts a cross-section of the society. Cross-section of the society. Cross-section of society can make him a represent when he has taken a person. Like to symbolize the partner bond, husband, wife, or girlfriend, whatever. He takes maiden and a lover. Pretty sure someone's there. And he's talking about a father and a son. And he's talking about a mother and a son. A cross section is given. First, the partner, husband wife scenario, couple scenario. When the poem I'll explain. He's speaking of a maiden and a lover. Then he speaks of a father and a baby. Then he speaks of a mother and a son. With a baby, all the spelling sounds like the BABE. It means baby here. So, maiden and lover, couple. What's that word about cross section? Sorry, I just wrote soldiers. Father and son. Here, the father is the one who was attacking the horse, so it's going to be parent child. This is parent child, other way around. Son is dead, and how it affects the mother. So basically, it's a cross section. This is the cross section of your beloved ones, right? Your partner or your spouse, your child, your parents, your loved ones. So what Stephen Crane is trying to show is that it's not just the soldiers who are affected, but the loved ones as well. And a point you can include, you can say family is the smallest unit of society, which means this affects the overall community as well. At that family, that means beloved ones again family unit to connect. So you can always say connecting this as a societal conflict or a societal effect is there on it. You can say how family is the smallest unit of society. So a lot of families combined makes the whole society. And it's not just one family we're talking about. This is the general factor of or the general thing that most of the soldiers' families have to face. And back in the day, there were too many soldiers because it was the war period. Like at least one child from each and every family had to go to war. This is what the poem is about. And now let's move on to the poem. War is kind. Now, when you say war is kind, what is the technique? Is war really kind? It's ironic. It's ironic, right? So you can even take it as a what do you call? You can take it as irony. It's an ironic phrase. Good boy. Now I think Yanuth has come today without doing any homework. Oh, I forgot to ask all about homework. No homework? I told you all to write essays from breakfast. I told, right? I can clearly remember. It was like you all have 2 weeks holiday, or like maybe 1.5 weeks or so. Kindly finish the breakfast. I want it tomorrow. I'm going to give today because Ashwini is not there today. I need them tomorrow. You're coming tomorrow, so I need it tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, yeah. Yeah, the usual Sunday classes. What time to 7:30 to what did we decide? 10. I can't remember exactly. I'll let you know. We'll talk about that later in the break. We'll move on this. Okay, right. Now, when you say now, okay, Yanuth has imagine Yanuth has done something very, very naughty, very, very mischievous, and we'll just be like, I want the hammer some Yanuth to buy, and we'll take Vinara. Vinara has forgotten his homework, okay, and now I'm like, good boy, forget it every day, good boy, and you will pass your O-levels very well. Don't study at all. Now, what time I've been? It's irony as well as sarcasm, right? I'm being sarcastic. Good boy, continue. Same thing. Breakfast I told to do 2 questions. I told. Just one. Okay, right. One and half. You wrote the 26. You wrote 1 paper question. I gave you all 2. 2 or 3 were there. 2, right? So altogether there were 3 questions. I told since you've done the context and 1 essay to finish the rest of the 2 essays and come. So that breakfast is done. All by the Christmas spirit you forgot. After that I told you, right? Never mind. You have to do it tomorrow. You have the question numbers, right? Can you drop it on the group, just the question number, so that they can do? Okay, right. So here you can take as irony and sarcasm. And when you take wait, can you figure out the literary devices that are there? Read this. No, just figure it out. Don't need to spell it out. Figure it out. Repetition plays a major role in this poem. Post the I'll post the recording till you do that. Okay. By idea. Okay. Let's see. Now, when you look at the title itself, what are the techniques you found? Irony. Irony as well as. Okay, what else? Paradox. What's a paradox? Paradox will be there. What? What's a paradox? 2 opposite things together. Is both really kind? No. That's a paradox. Boy is not really kind. So what is he doing? Criticizing the forced glorification of war. War is not a kind thing, war is brutal. In order to show the brutality of war or a realistic perspective of war, Crane gives gives the title War is Kind. And it's also repeated throughout the poem. So you also find this repetition. And repetition, kids, why do we use repetition in poetry? And to maintain the rhythm, to make it rhythmic, to make it rhyme more, like to continue the word flow, like the chorus of a song, and to emphasize. So in order to emphasize his message, he has given this as the title as well as this is repeated in most of the stanzas, the ending of most of the stanzas. Right? Okay. With that note, let's get into the poem. Do not weep, maiden, for woe is kind. Who is a maiden? Obviously, a maiden is a girl, but who is a maiden? Yeah, a maiden is a virgin or unmarried girl. Or a maid in a word like hadune himai. You all know the backstory of the word maid. So most of the time, I mean, back in the day, the people who were taken, even in Sri Lanka, whatever, most of the time were the young girls who were taken as servants to work in maybe in affluent households or in the ancestral place, in rich whatever or social class, whatever it is. From King's Queen's time itself, there were very young girls who were working as servants, right? So the word maid means අපි සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ ළමිස්සි කියලා. අන්න ඒකේ English version එක තමයි maid. So Lamis is an unmarried young girl who is kind of in a marriageable or in a age that she can bear a child. So why is Bill shocked? Are you one of them? Are you a girl? Why do you look so like? He's like, Mama there? Lamisi කියලා කිව්වේ. අර song එකේ තියෙන දුහුරු lamisi. Yes. So that is the meaning of the word lamisi. Candy lamisi කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. තියෙනවා. So lamisi is that. The same thing is maiden. It's the same thing, okay? So now when you say maiden, so you know she's an unmarried girl and so obviously she doesn't have a husband, she has a lover. So here they're talking about a maiden and a lover. It's not just maiden and lover who's been portrayed to it, but couples in general, married or unmarried. Whatever it is, couples in general, partners. So, Ashita sir showed you on this, my cold, he showed this movie, this, Sayara. Oh, not Sayara. Where is woe in that? That is that is family conflict. Sayara is different. I'm talking about different. There was a movie before that. Ara make woe some Sai Pallavi is acting in it. No. Captain Mukund, something like that.
He's going for one.
He dies, and then she and the child, they are like, proudly. Sai Pallavi. Did you watch it? No. I was there that day. Did you see?
No, I didn't come to Athens.
You watched? Okay. I went to see it.
I have seen
one
thriller film and Sayara. Wow.
I just watched that with him. So in that movie also same thing. So it's a very good eye opener. Right? Okay. Now they are also, what I'm trying to say is married or unmarried, they're a couple. So now he probably promised her to get married and all of that once he returns, and also she's waiting for him. That's when she won't cry. She doesn't love him. Now you're passing a post and you see a man and you will just cry. You will feel sorry for him, but random person, you will not cry for a random person. You only cry if it's a loved one. Right? So they are in love, married or unmarried. Now her lover is dead. What has happened? Okay, read the first stanza aloud.
Maiden for voice, because your lover threw wild hands towards this sun.
He did dance, he was shot. Wild hands, women had to win air. He was shot. He was not giving an oath, probably shot. And then let's take is a host, okay? Host. Ran on a log, do not weep, voice kind. Now what has happened? He was shot or something, he fell off the horse, dead, and the horse ran away. And repetition of this, do not weep, do not weep. Voice kind, voice kind. So do not weep, voice kind itself can be taken as a major chord because it's always repeated. And you can talk about a lot of things under that. You can take that itself. Do not weep, voice kind itself as a major chord. You can memorize that. Okay, we'll mark, the good points. Then, now this is about the people who are affected, right? Now, the boy is dead and the girl is living and the girl lost her boy. Now, he is talking about three things I told you. One thing is false glorification. The other thing is the soldiers and other thing is the cross-section. This stanza speaks of the cross-section. It covers the partner part. The next one talks about the soldiers. Now, look at this as if it were, as if we're talking about a chessboard. Okay. Okay. Don't mind just ignore my drawing skills. If I were good at art, I would have not been stuck with this. I would have done art. So imagine this is a chessboard. In a chessboard, who's the least prioritized? What do you call it? And here's the spellings. If I might post it on YouTube, I'll do the spellings. This one. And we all know what happened to the grade 6 textbook, right? English textbook. Yeah. Be very careful. An unnecessary website link, something was there, and now they can't distribute the textbooks which are already printed. Now they're starting school, no grade 6 textbooks for English. The English textbook, there's some homo something, some link or some word or something, and oh, not Homo sapien, we're all Homo sapiens. You're Homo sapien sapien or something. I don't know. Yeah, sapien sapien. It's homosexual stuff. How is Aditya working in the education faculty? Okay, fine. Okay. Anyhow, we'll not talk about that right now. We have things to worry about. That's none of our business. Yeah, we're talking about chess now. Now, in a chessboard, they are kept at the front. The least concerned, the least prioritized. And they are happy not very right? It's not a big deal. But if we save these, if they reach the end, what would happen? Yeah, we can promote. You can't get another king. Quick. Yes. You can get promoted. Only if you reach the other end. Okay? Now what are you considering? In the beginning of a chess game, most of the time a person takes is moving these most of the time. Somehow but make a patanga no good. And they are on the front line. The most important ones are always protected. The king and the queen, they are at the back in the center. And these ones, if you touch them first, in the first move, you can move 2 squares. Right? Make a simple chessboard scenario under these are things that you can include in your answers. All these extra facts that I'm giving you, these are things that we all should create out in your heads. But I'm giving it to you. Everything's placed on a silver platter. Please consume it and go produce it at the examination. Okay? Now, with the chessboard scenario only, I'm going to explain this, what you call the soldier effect. Now, these soldiers are young, inexperienced boys most of the time. Then, a major characteristic of young men is that they are what?
Eager to find about the world.
Yeah, they are curious, they are adventurous, they have the thirst to fight. Now, you all play these games, right? Now, my A-level fellows are playing Call of Duty. Obsessed with it. Different gens, different games they are playing. Now, content game is killing, right? And you get a thrill out of it. Like, okay, 20 kills in under this minute and blah, blah, blah. So you get a thrill. You're like, I'm right? Now, in real life, they get the chance to do that. Now, in real life, can you kill someone? Can you just go and kill someone? Okay, I don't like her. It's illegal. But if I am a soldier and if she were from the other party, I have a reason. I am getting paid to kill her. So if I have that vibe, good for me. So they are adventurous. Young soldiers are adventurous. They are inexperienced. They are naive. Which also means that they can be easily brainwashed. They are easy to manipulate. So they are manipulated by the society by putting a heroic act as if they are heroes. I can't remember much too now. I'm not from that very, very old age. No, I'm older than you all. So, although I lived during the war period, I was a child, so I don't remember much of the stuff. I remember there was something in Nugegoda when I did go to school that day. Something only and all my God.
This is going.
Boy, ki varune 2009 child. Oh, but you put that 2010, 2010. You're a post-war kids. We were there during the tsunami. We were there during
LDP?
yeah. So you think I was born in what? 2008, 2009. My younger brother was born in 2000. వాళ్ళది ఒక్కమనే వాళ్ళ look with the COVID. So and then that Pasku, Easter Sunday attack.
I forgot about 2019 form.
Yeah. Then 2020 COVID. 2024, sorry, 5 flood. 2026. We don't know.
All over.
Oh, for y'all, that's a big disaster. Big disaster. But if you pass it well, it's going to be a blessing.
It's in our
Yeah, it's in your hands. To you. Okay. You can write down those key characteristics. And another one, high-spirited. Add these adjectives as much as you can. High-spirited. Now, they have the thrill, they have the thirst, they have the energy and as well as the mindset for it. So it's very easy to manipulate. Like, they're giving you a gun and saying, even in your fifth lesson, that's why I asked whether you've done that in school. They're saying, right, so if you kill another, it's as if you'll get the heavenly best out of it and all the blah blah blah. They have said. So it's very easy to manipulate and brainwash the young people, the young crowd. They have the energy and also they can be easily manipulated. So society has crowned them in a way like, okay, you are heroes. So they go for that name, for that title of being a hero. And now is this chessboard scenario clear or you want me to brief it again? Shape or clear? Shape is not a word for me. Clear. Okay. Right. Now they're saying, who's moving drums of the regiment? Little souls who thirst to find. Little souls. The young soldiers are referred to as little souls. You can get that for context, asking who the little souls are. Little souls refers to little souls here. We are referring to the young soldiers. Okay? So little souls who thirst to find. They have the thirst for it. It's really like all the adjectives that I said before. The gamma in your language, the gamma. This is recording for sure, right? Otherwise, I'll have to do the whole lesson for her again. Okay. Then, this slide is also repeated. These men were born to real time. That's repeated as well. These men were, it's repeated later on. You can see it. These men were born to real so they are little souls, but they are given as men. They're not boys, they are men with Hirdirathi. Think of this scenario again. I'm going to connect these two together. The battlefield is equal to the chessboard. The young soldiers, little souls, the young soldiers who thirst to fight are the pawns. They are in the front, they are kept on the front line, placed there. They are inexperienced, they are naive. Most of them don't even survive the first fight. And people are not that worried about losing one or two, novice soldiers because they are always replaceable. There's one more to come. There's no problem. And it's only, and also in the first move, they're high spirited. It was not slow down when they understand the real scenario. First fight, it was not a marana, they get the real fear. Like in the March pass and all, on the 4th of February, you see, right? That gamma in your language. You also get a kind of that strong, then you must have not watched it, right? That strong way of walking, very elegant in the sense, I mean, the ladies are very elegant, enigmatic, it's very nice to look at. Oh God, there was this in 2024. There was this trend saying so beautiful, so elegant, looking like a wow. Yes. Elegant is like the girl version of looking more of a lady like, you know. That's why I said there are girls as well. That's why I said the men look like very strong and other than the girls look very elegant the way they walk and all very
Not
silly.
elegant, like you were saying.
What elegant you are? Oh God.
I thought elegant is something like beautiful or something.
It's more like that, yeah. You look majestic, how you kind of like that.
I'm not telling you.
All right. Okay, so so they have that thrill to what do you call? You have that adventurous, high-spirited feeling. So first, you face the circumstances and tone down a little bit. There's a poem if you're doing A-level literature. There's a poem called "Suicide is a Traitorous." That's about the soldier who commits suicide while they play in the safe spot. After seeing so many people dying and all that, he gets fed up and he commits suicide. Right? And let's not talk about it right now. It was okay. It was fine. I'm in this mood now. I don't want to miss any points. Okay. Then yeah, adventurous thing. Blah blah blah. Did I miss anything? Yeah, this one. Now you can quote this line. This whole thing. Little souls who thirst for fire. These men were born to drill and die. The unexplained glorifies above them. Now after you're dead, you will be under the ground and there might be something nice carved on your gravestone and there'll be what you call I mean if you did something like very very heroic, maybe a statue of you or something or and also near the Independence area you have this big what do you call like a whole like your name's carved on a stone wall, something like that. Or May 4th of February ki log pahar karane. And what about the people who are permanently disabled as a result? The ones who were born with all the five senses working and all the body parts, some of them they can no longer walk, talk, speak and talk. Sorry, hear. Some of them can't see. They went permanently blind. Some of them with the sound effect of the bombs, their eardrums blasted and all of that, and they can no longer hear. My bodyguard.
He's posing for a statue.
Maybe you're a hero as well, no? Maybe. Right, okay. And, sorry, what? Did you say something?
He said Maharaja. Yeah.
Maharaja.
When Miss was telling you about statues,
Let's not get there, okay? Right. Then the unexplained glory. Glory. What kind of glory is it? It's unexplained glory flies above them when you're several feet under. What is the point of the glory? You're dead.
That also temporary.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to get. Like a little name is like a talk of a Messi. That's not an animal. Messi. He thinks everything sounds of an insect and tries to attack. That's my other mark in case this doesn't work.
It's on the floor.
Sorry?
It's on the floor.
Yeah. Now I kept it inside. He found something. He found his own tail to bite. So he'll control that for a while. Okay. Unexplained glory flies above them. So the glory kept on saying, it's temporary, right? Okay, get that on they give some middle or something to the house. But can you replace the son or the daughter that they've lost? The partner they've lost? The father or mother figure they lost? That cannot be replaced by something materialistic or a namesake. The title has no value. Although the government might pay them a sum every month, now if your husband's dead in the war, he was a soldier, they send some money, something to the house every month. But can it replace the figure? No. And do we always talk about them and honor them? No. Do we go to honor each and every one of them? How many of you have been to a soldiers camp like thing, a place where these permanently settled soldiers are there? You have been there. You all know, right? Unexplained glory flies above them. No? No, that is the truth. I'm not joking. The quote right there. Then, great is the battle god. Great is the battle god. Great and his kingdom. Great. Once again, it's paradoxical. It's ironic. He is the battle god. Now what is he doing? What is his technique? Saying battle god. Great is the battle god. What is the technique? Apart from what I just said. Humanizing something is called personification. He has personified. You can even call it as deification, but in your syllabus, personification is enough. Because it's god-like, you can use it as a deification as well, but you can just stick to personification for the time being. Because in your syllabus, that's enough, right? So great is the battle god, great and his kingdom. Personifying the battlefield as if it's a battle god, and saying that it's great makes it paradoxical, ironic, and sarcastic. Right? Great and his kingdom. So this part is about. Now this was about this, the cross section, the lava, and the baby. This stanza, the second stanza, was about the soldiers and the realistic scenario as to what happens to them. Then let's move on to the third one. Do you have anything to write down here? Can I erase this? Can erase, right? This is why I always say when you study literature and psychology, you get a very good understanding about the society, people, and everything. You become like, you get like a third eye open. It's an eye opener, right? These are things that you don't just think of. So this is a literal eye opener. Even there are doctors and all. There are doctors and all who I know who've shifted to literature majors. But actually, my literature professor who I told who is also doing psychology, my favorite sir of all times. What if you watch this recording? I mean, actually, he's my favorite English lecturer. Male English lecturer. My female favorite English lecturer is another one. They are equally special to me. They're like my godparents. I really love them and adore them. And so he has studied bio for his A levels, but he was so interested in literature he dropped medicine and he shifted to English. And since he has the bio background as well and all that, and since he was anyways interested in that the medical side kind of, that's why he also studied psychology and counseling. So he's also a counselor as well as a literature lecturer. You can do it. Sangakkar is a lawyer and a cricketer. Yeah. Yes. Sangakkar. It's a Kumar Sangakkar. Kumar syllabus. So Kumar Sangakkar. So you can be anything at all if you actually put in the effort. When you select your passion or whatever it is, have I told you all about this, about the captain and desire thing, no? And this fellow, see? Are you hungry? Yes? I'll give him something in the break. Right. Now, basically, if you are see this fellow? When you select your pathways, your passions or interests or whatever you want to follow, please consider these two things. This is some sort of an advice I give almost all my students who are in the upper grades. Messi, don't eat that. That's a microphone. You want to talk? Everything is put to him. Right, okay. You have to consider two things. One thing is that you should have the passion to do it, in the sense your desire. One is your desire, you want. The desire. The other one is that you can, the ability. You need to have the willingness as well as the ability to do it. Which means, now what are your goals? What is your final expectation? To be content with your life, right? Contentment. What you need is contentment. right? Okay. And in order to be content, you need to be happy. Let me put this fellow in. Like what? Okay, right. So when you consider whatever you want to do, one thing is okay. If you do something that you are not happy doing, that in the sense you don't like it. Now imagine you become someone just because someone told you to be. You think you don't like medicine and you became a doctor just because your parents told or whatever it is because you can make good money. You selected medicine and you became a good doctor also. Still, you might be working for XYZ years. We don't know. Yeah. Will you be happy? But will you have the money? Yes. So since you are good at it, you'll get the money. But will you be happy? No.
Money buys happiness.
Just say that. So will you have the final goal achieved? You'll have money, but
No.
you're not content. Then other way around. Think you suck at singing. Think you're really bad at singing, okay? But you want to sing. You're really passionate, but you're really bad. Even your dog runs away when you start open your mouth to sing. Can you be successful on it? No, there's this fellow on Instagram.
Yes, currently.
There's this person who is doing music videos and songs. I will not, if it's recording, I will not mention the name. I'll show you all the person later on. His songs are really bad. Huh? Sri Lanka. His songs are really bad. The visuals are. I can. No, not that one. Another one. My songs are really bad. Those are his originals, not copies of someone. Nobody listens. Everybody, who listens put all nasty comments. They like keep the hidden talent hidden and all that, blah blah blah. But he still keeps posting. Is he gonna? And he's all the posts that he puts goes as sponsored content, so it gets promoted. Otherwise, no one wants it for it to get promoted by the algorithm. So, will he be successful? Will he earn the paysa? No. Will he be happy? He is happy. I saw him doing a TV interview as well. I'm pretty sure he paid to get in there. But still, he's happy, but he doesn't have the money. Can he be content in life? No. Because he doesn't have the wealth to manage his life. When you're selecting your career paths, please, children, don't select just because you like something or just because you can do something. Be realistic. Although money is not everything, we need money as well to survive. So you need the money as well as you need the happiness. You need to be happy doing what you do. I'm someone who dropped out of business college and shifted to education, knowing that I can earn a lot by just, because if I was into marketing and management those days. If I continued doing that, I would have gone in a totally different route. But I dropped it. I finished the first year. I felt terrible doing that. Wasn't my best interest. I knew there was I got opportunities. I could have continued my second year at Deakin, Australia, but no, I failed. Australia, yeah, I was supposed to go to my second year. I didn't go. I shifted to education. Yeah, I shifted to education. I was like not interested because there's no point if I'm not happy. I'm just numbers and I don't like that. Concept of money is something I'm trying to figure out. Now most of the time when someone says, okay, it costs them 10 million or something, think a little like, okay, 10 million is equal like what kind of an asset? Like think about it. So now if when someone says it's expensive, I'm like, from my partner sometimes I was like, how expensive is it? It's like you having 10 magic. It's like having a fridge full of magic coins for the rest of your life. I'm like, that's a lot of money. That's how I understand money. Funny but true. No, he's like, imagine someone sending you Bomamata every weekend. That equals to that amount. Right? Okay. Now, I think there's someone outside. That's why he's. It's also sometimes, when you talk about vehicles, what to buy, when I consider different class and vice and all that. But I just look, I don't understand, okay, this has a better fuel capacity, a better, not over theory.
Just don't understand. Being a boy, I don't know.
And I don't understand the gamma in vehicles also. I'm a theoretic G.
Everything has the same purpose. No, that's it.
Bikes, I have a 43 legger, but that is that, but for me, it's just the look of the bike, and I still don't understand the capacity and blah blah blah. But when comparing all the vehicles in the world, the vehicle I'm actually interested, right? So still now I selected this. Why did I select this? Because from 16 I was teaching, so I knew I was good at it. And I was happy around children. I mean, when I was doing my business degree first year, on the weekdays, I was also doing my teaching diploma on the weekends. So I was doing both parallelly. I was able to understand which one I was happy. I was scoring pretty well in the diploma, teaching diploma, but not at my business degree. That was because I mean, in the sense, I passed the exam, but Asa Venkaran, and I didn't give it my fullest. I was for some subjects, but for, I mean, business analytics and all, you should find me some else where I'm current business analytics. Until I get the help from someone and do the yourself, but I procrastinate like nothing. Because stats and analytics is something. But now, since I am also, I mean, now I have two careers as well. I'm a teacher slash, if you look at from the academic side, I go as a tutor, I go as a teacher and a lecturer as well, since I have my own English courses. And from the other end, I'm a businesswoman. I have my own academy and blah blah blah. In order to be successful as a businesswoman, now I'm learning money. I am researching and learning about finances. So that's what. So now I'm happy doing this thing. I was always focused on this most of the time. I was not actually thinking of growing my business much. It was there, but one of my biggest New Year resolutions was that's why we're opening the website. I was procrastinating it for too long. So I was not interested. I'm more always I'm thinking about how to improve the classes in the sense what else can I give for the children, what else can I do for materials and all that. I'm thinking about those, but desire and the ability. But I'm successful in both ways in a way. I mean, when I compare my age, people at my age, I'm pretty successful myself. I'm not from the dinosaur age. So yeah, that's what I'm telling all of y'all when you select something, because I am content. I have reached this level of content. And I'm more than happy to say this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll do a little bit of counseling in the sense that because I'm also going to major in counseling. I might do a second master's, like my current master's in English language teaching. I'll be doing it depends because my desires come and go sometimes. But I'm really passionate in learning counseling and psychology even more. So I might do a master's in that because I have the age and the time. Yeah. Because after 5 years, I'm done with my studies. After 5 years, I'm done with my PhD, and after that, I'm not going to study anything. Probably, okay, we don't know. That's what I've got. All right. Okay. Now let's get into this. So please keep this in your head. I took the time to talk about this because many people end up with things that they don't like and then they don't have the contentment after all. I know so many people who shift careers in later on in their life. Now I had a friend, she came from banking to teaching. I had another friend, my best friend, who went to Aussie for her second year and all that. She hates it there and she shifted to teaching primary. She had to start her degree all over again because that අපේ ලංකාවේ වගේ මේ නෙමෙයිනේ අපේ ලංකාවේ නම් IT degree තියාගෙන English class කරනවා. ඒ වගේ අපේ ලංකාවේ පුළුවන්. ලංකාවේ whatever degree නම් no problem do it කියනවා. එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ අපේ ලංකාවේ. එහෙම බෑ අර රටවල වල if you want to do a tuition class even you have to take the teaching license, like if you want to open a dispensary, that's how much they value. because ළමෙක්ට වැරදි දෙයක් ඉගෙනුවොත් එහෙම හරි දේ ඉගෙනුවේ නැත්නම් හරියට lesson එක දන්නේ නැත්නම් ආස කෙනාට දැන් ගෙවල වල සමහර parents because they have nothing to do, they put primary Montessori English classes and එතනින්ම කනවා ඉතින් Finish when they learn the wrong pronunciation and everything. Finish. Some of them are they're just after A levels and all. And most of the small schools, that's the case. I mean, it's okay, but if they should provide the training, they're not providing the training as well. That's the problem. So anyhow, that's why the education standards are that good here. It's really good here because of that. Because the training is only provided to the government teachers. The private teachers are not being trained. They have to seek the training separately if they want to. And that's not done in every school. That's the issue. So whatever you want to do, please think of this as well and make decisions. Because after time, my friend, imagine she's learning again. She's doing her degree again. Because she's not, and the other thing is because it needs to get the PR in say primary teaching, early childhood teaching, Montessori. It's easy to get the PR. So that's the other reason. And another thing is she's not like me. She's a very innocent, kiddish girl. Although I'm a fun pal, I have my devil side in me. I can be a devil anytime. She knows that, but she can't be that. She'll cry in the class if all starts shouting. She'll cry in the class, say, please don't shout here. She's very innocent. But so as an elementary teacher, she'll be super. She's very loving. She's very, adorable. And with the small kids, it will be great. So that's why she thought, okay, I like to teach. What am I good at? And I love kids. So she combined the two and took this. Same way. Just because someone says something, just because someone says, okay, you can get the PR, you can get a better salary, don't go for it. Think, do I like it? Can you imagine yourself doing that for XYZ years? And take the decision. I want you to become a doctor. I want to do bio. And I went to Sir's class. I got a reality check. I'm bad at math. And the Sir acknowledged me that I have to do chemistry and physics if I want to do my A-level medicine. I mean, I can't just do biology. I was really good at bio. I was really, really good at bio, not gonna lie. But I was actually bad at chemistry and physics because it was going with math. I was not that good at math. You have your own plus and minuses. I don't have the math brain. Instead, I have got the creative side of it. And as a result, this is my passion and career. And I'm also a writer. I write my own poetry, short stories and all of that. So that is my side. I'm using my side of the brain that was gifted to me. Right? So then I understood, okay, that's not going to work. Then I shifted. I thought, okay, during my A-levels, I thought I'm going to become a human rights lawyer. I was so passionate. I even had a vision board. I even had a vision board for medicine time. I want to become a cardiologist. I had a board saying Dr. Govini and blah, blah, blah. I still laugh at it when I think about it. But still, I'm going to be a doctor in 5 years. Not medicine, but in education. But still, a doctor is a doctor. Yeah. Still getting into it. It's not a medical doctor, but it's a doctor. I mean, if I get a PhD, I have a doctorate. Not in medicine, but in education.
Yeah.
Still a doctor. So, yeah. And I was into human rights law. And instead of becoming, okay, I can't become a human rights lawyer, considering the fact that, I mean, in the sense I can't, in the sense I can, but I need a lot of political backing, a lot of funding, sponsorships and all of that to get there, which is very hard as an Asian brown community to do. I might be a little lighter skin, but I'm not white. It's very hard. And it's not safe as well. Sometimes they purposely put you into positions that you can't basically, example, they send me to a country where there are issues with I'm not going to talk about that much because this is going on record, but there are certain countries where wars happening, where women are in trouble. They purposely put me into such a case to go and investigate and all. Is it possible? Can I do it? That's what I'm saying. That's why it's very rare that you see women in that sector. Human rights are violated. So my father is in the UN human rights. He has a question. I'm going to get that as well. I'm going to do that human rights diploma and blah blah blah. Get there, but not become a human rights lawyer, but an activist. I am already having my own volunteer charity line as well. So going ahead with going to these orphanages and doing all of that, giving these motivation speeches in unis and all that. I do that as well. So balance. Okay, I am achieving those as well, but not the way that I wanted to. Why? I have the passion to do it, but I also have the ability of doing it, but not the external way of doing it. But physically वो कराना front society king एक बार कराना मारो. अतर मांग एक बार focus कर हिटन पड़ा देना दिलो. I'll have to give up on so much of opportunities and not have a proper career growth. Then money won't come. Then I won't be content. Then only I came up with the third choice, that was to become a businesswoman. I thought, okay, I had this was during my tomboy Shira as well. So I was like, no, I thought I'm going to be a businesswoman, go to Aussie and start up my business. Then I got a reality check. Within 1 year, I'm like, nah, no thanks. And then only I shifted to this. And I'm more than happy with the decision that I've took. This is the best decision I've ever taken in my life. That was actually listening to what I want, because many people were saying not to go on because they're like, teacher to what they say is okay. Most of the time in schools, the pay is not good for teachers, right? Mainly in certain international schools, the pay is not good. My first school, when I started teaching, I got only some 30, 40 something. That's not enough for you to survive. House is rent. Sorry, it's not even enough for the rent. How am I going to find the rest for the utilities and the other expenses? So just as a school teacher, it's very hard to survive when you start up. So most of the schools, they don't pay bills. Degree करते बोला समारोह के वाने पढ़ा है ये खाद. There was this first time when I started teaching, I didn't have a degree, I had a diploma. So like that. And they were saying this, you will be, then, many people say if you're a teacher, you will have to marry someone rich so that you can balance the finances. And it was more demotivating. Everybody was like, don't, you're giving up on a business career, it's a stupid decision, and blah, 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 blah. But no, I didn't give up on the business thing. I diverged my passion into business. So I own an academic side, right? I'm owning an education institution. So the business part is there, as well as my part is there. And the advantage is that I know what I'm doing. In the sense, I understand the teachers, my employees' perspectives as well, because I'm a teacher myself. And it's my clients and students. They might not be my students, but still they're students. Parents' approach. These are in my field. But the marketing side, the financial side, the HR side, those are the stuff. So those are soft skills I'm developing. I have developed a lot by self-learning. I'm self-taught and going ahead. I was actually considering doing SIMA, but with my current workload, no thanks. I'm teaching from primary to A levels and adult English courses and classes. I have university students and adults as well. So, SIMA is you have it's basically more of a professional course than academic. It's regarding business accounts and all of that. But AAT is double accounting thing. RK, I don't know much to explain, but it's like a whole profile for business purposes. There are doctors even who are doing SIMA. I might consider doing SIMA after my PhD. Not right now. My first target is to complete my PhD. After that, anything. Because after that, my academical side I'm done. Then afterwards, if I have the time, I'll consider. Okay, let's get back into this. You want a break?
Yes.
For how long? 5 minutes?
5 hours.
5 hours, God. Maybe 10 minutes?
10.
Okay, I'll give you all a 10-minute break. Afterwards, we are going to move on to the letter part. Okay, recording in progress. Right, okay. Now, fresh after the break, let's continue the rest. Moving on to the next stanza. Okay, we got just 1, 2, 3 stanzas to go, so bear with me. A field where 1,000 corpses lie. Now, the line, a field where 1,000 corpses lie, is also repeated. Here. So 1,000 corpses, so it's full of dead bodies. And now they're addressing another part. Now, previously I was studying social criticism about the false glorification of war. The other one was about the soldiers. And the other one is about the, what do you call, beloved ones. The cross section of the society. Main 3 sections. Now, if you're writing an essay, I'll show you how you can use these 3 for each and every essay.
Okay.
Yes. If it's an essay based on the techniques, highlight the techniques more. If it's based on the themes, highlight the themes, but you can keep this in solid structure if you want to. So that it's easy for you to get the points divided. Right? So then, social criticism about the forced glorification of war, about the soldiers, about the loved ones. Make a mind map pack again. Like you can put maybe boys fine and take the tweet and get the images or the quotes. Points. All the things related to, so you can connect soldiers because of chessboard. Now you talk about the soldiers now. You can connect the chessboard scenario. The rating around, you can use those adjectives that I told you before. And then another field where you can say unexplained thorium, you can connect it to the middle social criticism because you are connecting both of these to that. So you talk about the soldiers, you talk about the cross section of society, how they are affected, and both of these combined, you're showing the brutality of war and a criticism of the forced glorification of war. So you can take this as the 3rd point or the 1st point, and take the other 2 before or after. Understood? Now I'm giving this like this because this is one of my target areas in the sense conflict. It's easy for you to write. So among the sections that I've told you to focus on, keep conflict. For your essays, I told now out of the 5 questions that you get 1 question from each genre. Sorry, not from each genre, but from each point of view, right? So from conflict, if you can practice the conflict poems right, you're good to go. And it's easy to write because it's very relatable in the sense you can relate it to the contemporary society. You have a lot of examples and things that you can add. Okay, I mean it's subjective. I just gave my personal idea. There are kids who write perfect answers for marvelous answers for human nature as well, but this is just my personal point of view. You don't have to do conflict just because I'm saying. Write and see whether you're good at it and then decide. But if you are good at it, please follow the structures that I'm telling you all now, because every poem that I'm doing, I'm trying to base it on the essays as well, so that because we won't be able to do all the essays in the world and go. But if you have the practice of navigating the poems according to the keywords that are given, you're good to go. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Right. Then here, now once again, there in this class that touching the cross section here, there's a father and a child. Method of babe now this is what the meaning is baby. Okay. So with saman of babe kira heart na babe begini. A babe begini, but whether babe kira spelling what they're trying to refer to is a child, right? Father and a child. So now what has happened? Do not be babe for both, right? Because your father tumbled in the yellow trails. Now he is a safe. He dies. In the battlefield, rage at his breast, girlfriend dies. So he dies. Now the father is dead, and the child lost the parent. Once again, losing a beloved one, cross-sectional society point together, you can use this. Right? Now after the whole poem, we'll make like a mind map together. I'll help. Then next one, swift blazing flag of the regiment, eagle with a crest. Symbolic. Eagle was there those days back in the day in the American flag. Yes. So eagle with the crest of red and gold. Red is what? Red and gold. It goes with red. Red comes with blood. It comes with danger. Kind of. It comes with bloodshedding, right? And gold comes with what? Grace and it gives more of a gold medal ka then high esteem position, like a very majestic color. So combining these two, glorification of war. Now see, may flags may have an eagle with a cross. And ironically, what's the next line? These men were born to drill and die. a repetition of that line.
Does eagle represent freedom? No.
Here it's not freedom. Here what they're trying to show is the symbolic meaning of eagle as power, strength, stuff like that. Then the next one, point for them the virtue of slaughter. It's not, it's a massacre. Samula Gahatane. We say slaughterhouse places where animals are killed because they don't just kill one by one, there are no feelings or whatsoever. So it's like basically the slaughterhouse is similar. So virtue of slaughter. Is it virtuous? It's not. Social criticism. Giving the opposite idea for us to feel it even more. And they are Parakula, very good Putai, Uttura Velasana. Come a little late with you. Why are you this early? The class doesn't start at I imagine the class is supposed to start at 6 and he came at 7. I'm like, why did you come at 7 a.m. for a 7 p.m. class? Like that I'm saying. You know what? Let out Mama Nikang, you are late. That's what. Then make plain to them the excellence of killing. Once again, what is excellent in killing? Once again, the opposite meaning. Then last stanza, again a field where 1,000 corpses lie. Repetition to emphasize the idea. Mother whose heart hung humble as a buckle. Here in this line, Lamai, there are two techniques that you can find. This might show up in your context paper. Mother whose heart hung humble as a buckle. Okay, as a buckle, good. There's a simile right there. What else? Heart hung humble. Her, alliteration. Good. The repetition of the her sound, alliteration. Okay, what does this alliteration give? What kind of effect? Heart, humble. Her emotions. She's buttoning up her emotions. She's covering her emotions. She lost her son. The country lost the soldier, but she lost her son. She has to hold on to her emotions. The inability to show her feelings. Heart, humble. We also feel that tired feeling. Heart. Then, on a splendid shot of your son. Then, body you might have seen, right? I'll show you an image. On the right, yeah.
That's not right. Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Another carpet, never mind. Like this. Next, may flag in the flag was the eagle flag, so the eagle with the crest was on. That's okay. Then, right?
No, not your notes.
Then, as I was wondering, what
School notes.
School notes. Why
Yeah,
are you
they are very well. But I mean, then we make a virtue of slaughter को हम आपकी interpret करा ही देंगे. Yeah.
Catch. So there are Suganas that can treat such sound I mean, certain facts.
Obviously, I'm not
Facts.
listening.
This is not two things. Stating facts, okay, it's a river going for the Seven Show is a river in the UK. Those are just facts. You don't get marks for facts. You need to analyze it. You have to say why. Why are these physical components given in farewell to Ghana and second? It shows the connection, his sense of belongingness, the community, the livelihood that he's leaving behind, the identity that he's leaving because of what he did. This is what you need to write. This is what you need to interpret. There's something called denotation and connotation. Now, if you look at an iceberg, you know what an iceberg is, right?
Yeah.
Putting iceberg.
Can see and we cannot see.
Yes. Methane icebergs. Like if you look at this one, make that color. You can only see, but this is what happened to Titanic as well. They just got made for the ice. Like they don't bother much, but from down the surface it hit the ship, right? So basically, you don't see this part. This is what is it. Now I am saying her skin is like snow. What am I trying to say? She's beautiful. She's fair. She's soft. That kind of a thing is what I'm trying to say. You need to understand that. Now, okay, red rose. Now, what if I just go and give a red rose and stand in? Okay, I'm standing in front of a random person's house with a red flower bouquet. What does it mean? Maybe I'm asking that person out on a date. Maybe something romantic, right? You get that sense. So that's what I'm trying to say. So what you need to interpret is this part. This is what we are expecting from our students to write in the answers. The unseen part, literature is not what is said, but what is unsaid. You need to give your interpretation, your analysis, not the fact that her skin, not that the fact that the speaker said that her skin is snow. You have to tell why, what he's trying to say out of it. You have to say the speaker is attracted to the lady that is described in this particular poem. Her complexion, her fair complexion, her maybe her innocence and the softness of her is being depicted through may the simile. Her skin is like snow. Understood? So that is what we are expecting from you all. My cough is back. I forgot to take the morning medicine.
That's good.
Sorry?
That's good.
Good. We're the last lines. Wait. On this fateful shower of your son. So, okay, the mother lost her son. 19th son, replaced her man. I think it's done. Then again, finishing with the statement, do not be voice cut. Now, did you get a solid understanding of the poem? Yes. Okay. Now, let's create something like a draft and map together. Now, in this poem, we are talking about 3 sections. 3 things, 3 points are to be discussed. Let's look at an essay question and then see. Give me a past paper. Someone's past paper, please.
True.
Okay. I'm 22 के आप हो मैं क्यों हुआ था it's a model paper. No, she has. मैं तेरे make him a short note. I'll give this to you all. No, this is the bear drama, the story, and the points. I have included the plot summary and the major points that you need to consider. The in detail notes are given. I've made it short I have made it shorter as much as possible, and then the context and the essays all together. As a draw to make a attach kargana pulwane answers to make it.
You're giving us a word list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Would you mind dropping me a text? I mean, again, because these days I'm piled with the what do you call 25s. Oh, I have to change my vision board. My vision board I made in 2023 but still half of it isn't even achieved, so never mind. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's get into the 2019 paper. 19 paper context question. You have one context question. The first one is from this, but this is from the old set of papers. Although it's new syllabus, this is the previous version where there are only 3 contexts, 3 questions under context, and then we move on to essay. So let's discuss the essay question and then move on there. Essay question is voice not kind. Discuss how the idea is presented by Stephen Crane in Woe is Kind. Woe is not kind, so it's about brutality of woe. So that's asking you to write down the question, will you?
So we can tell that he's telling it in an ironic way.
That you have to have facts, and these are 3 facts that we are going to base it on. That's what I told, the facts that I'm giving you now. You can use this for almost every question that shows up, even if it is based on the digital devices, you can still use it. In the sense, you can highlight the digital device and make a dala. Yeah, what's up?
This is recording from this one, right?
Yes.
If I'm making mic on,
Make a mic.
yeah, but you're recording from this.
Yeah.
So record करने के mic on करना. Yeah, the recording again, making, saving, making.
Yeah, but audio. Hey, no, now can you want to classroom? Where someone else is teaching and you're answering, asking a question, isn't that audible in that recording?
It
It is, but miss make enable the mic here. Well,
Yeah, I haven't. So you think it won't be there? I don't think so.
yeah, but making record कर making करना है. लेकिन mic का on करना है कि ना रहेगा.
Not connected to audio.
Yeah.
Or for the recording.
If it's not connected.
Have you tried it?
Did you check it?
Did you check it?
Oh,
If it's not connected.
No, that was because I
It's not connected to audio.
Okay, let's check. 2019, 2019 context, this is what they're asking. Because lava while has towards sky and as a second degree, you should give the fact that the maiden's lover, who is a soldier, dies in the battlefield. He falls off the horse and the horse runs away in fear. Then the theme reflected theme of loss of family, or you can say social criticism on the close glorification of war and the effect on the soldiers and the loved ones. Because it's for 2 marks. Just one 2-word answers are not enough.
Why not?
You just said. Then in the essay question, they are given woe is not kind. Discuss this idea in Stephen Crane's Woe is Kind. So woe is not kind is the reality. So you have to show how this idea is presented. So basically, you can use the 3 points that I was just referring to. You can take criticism. That's all. What are the facts? Now we are creating the mind map. Huh? If you're talking of the soldier, what should you include? Chessboard scenario. And you can talk about games. You know how, like just the fact that their adventurousness or their willpower or whatever is being misused. The fact that they are naive, they can be easily exploited, they can be easily manipulated. All those things can be stated. What else? Yeah, so you can talk about that and the chessboard scenario with the adjectives that I said. And then moving on to the loved ones section, you can talk about the cross section of the society. You can mention, not to forget, mention the fact that family is a smaller unit of society, so it is actually a social problem. We are not just talking about one family or two. It's basically the fate of a lot of families whose somebody of their family, if it's a soldier, they will be affected. And so there are 2 sides that Stephen Crane is talking about and connecting it to a criticism of the false glorification of war. Understood. These are the 3 points you can break down. If you're writing a 5-paragraph answer, you need 3 body paragraphs, right? There you go. If you want, you can take 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. This can be the first or the last. Points with it. Didn't get it. You can either take this as one and then soldiers and loved ones. Because we need to have a connection. There should be a flow, right? That was soldiers you're going to say not only the soldiers, but even the loved ones have been affected. Moving on to the next point, you're going to talk about them. So this should follow up after this. You'll talk about the soldiers and then move on to this, the loved ones. So in the beginning, you can first talk about the flows glorification, or finally you can talk about the flows glorification. Understood? This is not a rigid starter or a formula saying this is the exact thing you need to write. This is my idea. If you want, you can copy this or you can come up with your own. I'm always welcoming new ideas.
So this is the structure.
This is the structure that I am giving you that you can use for any other. I mean, almost all the essay questions that show up from this poem, you can write using this structure.
The structure with introduction, body.
Then body paragraph to the I basically gave you three.
Introduction, body, conclusion.
That is structure.
Yeah,
you can write about cats and dogs, and if it's in the structure, you get the marks. They it should there should be because you get marks for organization as well. Organizations can align the point order and having the necessary quotes according to that. Then maybe what are the quotes you can use when you talk about soldiers? These men were born to drill and die. Poor souls, little souls who thirst for fight. Easy course for this you can use that. These men were born to drill and die. Little souls who thirst for fight. For this, now these are just studied from memory. You can select few that you can remember, easily remember. And for this, loved ones, you can talk. You can say what? Do not weep, voice kind. Easy. A quote can have a used in Sundaranatam when they're talking about the lava and the maiden, or the what you call who's the other one? The mother and the son, the father and the babe. All of those stanzas end with do not weep, voice kind. So you can easily take that as the main quote of this paragraph. And then for the third one, post glorification, or the first one, post glorification, you can take a field where 1,000 corpses died, unexplained glory flies above them, voice kind itself. Then you can take ones like virtue point for them, the virtue of slaughter, excellence of killing, or putty phrases. Right? Am I not connected? I am, right? Yeah, okay. And what else? So basically that is it. You can use this as a solid draft for your essays. Do you have any classes today? No? You three don't? What about you have? What time to what time? 1:30 to was free. What?
Oh, today's Saturday.
Yes.
Starting grade 11.
Yes.
In day after tomorrow.
Yes.
And then I got
Tomorrow.
Welcome to your O-level class.
Actually, no.
Tell me, do you have any classes today?
I'm not
And then I'm giving you homework.
Tell me, I'm not sure.
You're in grade 11.
No, I have a senior class, I think.
Come on, you one. It's okay.
I'm not sure.
No. I think not me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm asking for more work. Because I have to mark it. You have to write once, I have to read all. So, may make it because they only have from the 2019. They can voice kind context finish it off.
So we have 4 essay questions.
No, you have 3 essay questions. 2 from breakfast.
Yeah, that's not true. Just one.
Only one.
How many breakfast questions were there?
2.
3, right? Out of 3, you're not 1. I'm asking you to write the other 2.
What's the other 2?
There were questions. She'll post it on the group. You wrote all the context answers for breakfast, so you don't have any context remaining. You only have to write the voice kind context and the essay for voice kind. There's only one question in the 2019 paper. They have asked both the essay and the context from the same. Usually they don't do that, but just in that paper they've done that. That's all.
3.
3 essays, 1 context. Good if you can.
No. We'll do what do you call it? This voice kind one.
The reason I want you to do it today is just so that you solidify that whatever you learned today.
Voice kind.
because you learned it now, you have that thing in your head fresh. So
What?
once you go home today and invest the time on making your short note nice and then write the essay, you're good to go. Because that is the best way to study as soon as you learn it.
Can you take a picture of that, your picture book?
Yeah.
Picture book.
Not picture book, the
Short
notebook. Your brother's notebook.
Picture book.
The voice kind one. Voice kind, I have a draft that I made. I can
Yes.
share that with you if
Thing
you
is,
want.
breakfast is so we need
Farewell.
we need the drama. Farewell.
Drop me a text of the lessons we've done.
Drama.
Drop a text today itself, really.
Yeah.
We read the drama. We only have to do the questions. So tomorrow, let's do the
We
questions.
need the context too.
Yeah, we
Discuss
did
the
a lot of
context. I mean, we
We
will
did.
discuss the context.
They are with you.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't discuss it in class. So tomorrow we are going to do that. We are going to finish that. Tomorrow we are going to discuss the context as well. That's why I want to give you the answers on the spot so you can see. So we are going to discuss the context. So if your answers are wrong, you can add up. And yes, as well. I'll be sharing you the points. Tomorrow's class, no matter what, please don't miss it because tomorrow I'm going to discuss all the BEA questions from 2016 to 2024. Because you have one context and one message from in all of these papers. So thought drama what if you are very much satisfied with this drama, 25 marks are good to go.
What's the better drama? The Crane.
That depends from student to student. That's subjective.
Your one, that's weird.
Yeah, it
No.
is.
So weird.
Okay, but then BEA we are not did it properly.
No, but it was fun and
It falls under it's a fast. FARCE. That's a humor poem. The humor drama. I will be discussing this when we are doing the what do you call this? We are discussing first. We didn't analyze, we only read that discuss, right? So that goes under the humor category. After there's more in where we also talk about the inconsistency of human behavior. It's the criticism of the feudal class. It's also about the gender stereotypes. These are the factors that we discussed under where. But in Twilight Frame, there we talk about the fact that money can't buy happiness. It's about being content with what you have rather than something. You can. That's what.
yeah.
And there's way about how innocence and corruption they don't collide. They can't coexist. Love versus money, and how commercialization and capitalization or commercialization and all that corruption in one extent and innocence in one extent, simplicity and all of that. And your hero is in the middle of both. What's up? It's stuck. It's stuck. Is that so?
Laggy.
It's laggy. Okay, never mind.
Miss Nirmal in the it's like Miss Nirmal in the
Never mind. Okay. So that's how it goes. Okay. Shall we write the answer now?
voice time. That's it.
Yes.
Then we can do it time. Wow. Okay. This is something I roughly drafted out to benefit students who are studying in the last minute. So it is soldier the course that I said, high speed and this is all I wrote on the tab and took it as a PDF. It was a make believe that dying in the voice heroic uses force glorification to brainwash and the chessboard phone scenario. I have already explained it, right? Okay, can you make a point? Where's the R? There's no R. And then second one, loved ones, cross section of the society. The lovers may I don't make him like
Superman.
yeah.
Rudy.
No.
I have a Pallavi.
What happens in the movie?
The husband dies in the war zone.
Whoa.
And
The wife, this is based on your story.
she moved on.
No.
No,
She's waiting for him.
in the sense she knows, I mean, waiting for his
Yeah, එනකම් බලන් හිටියා.
Kitty, I think I'm married now.
ආරුණා.
And now she's single, she's living with the child, so she's single mom now. අර movie එකේ මේකෙන් තමයි මේක ගත්තේ. මේකත් මේ movie එකෙන් ගත්තා. මම part එක පෙන්නන්න. And this is also from the real this thing I took. Father daughter මේකත් මේ movie එකෙන් ගත්තේ. To show the child father and baby. මේකට මම ඇමරිකන් මේක ගත්තා. To show the
Why
mother.
not people train call the child pain?
I don't know.
Ikaw na nga tata, makalabay you.
Okay. Great. Then the next, last one, this is a brutality of war plus the forced glorification of war. The usage of techniques, irony, visual imagery, repetition. You can also use symbolism for the crest and all that. You can also talk about what else? The paradox. Voice kind is a paradox. And I have given some quotes as well for you all to remember. Mama, photo. This is for terrorists is watching. This is my
Miss Cat aimed by Vislava Srinivasa. She's Sri Lankan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ඒක නේ අම්මා සිටියා කියලා.
Yeah, the story from
එයා දැන්
The real
I
story.
saw his,
Okay.
I saw her.
Then that's it. No, you're going to write the answer, so I'm going to end the recording here.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Everybody in the Narayan victim.
What happened?
Don't it?
Yeah, I haven't tasted, but
Take that and tell us what it is.
ඔෂිනිට කේක් නෑ කියලා. අද ඔෂිනි ආප්න තියෙනවා ඔෂිනිට is visible. Yeah, ඔෂිනිට කේක් නෑ. Okay. Fine. I'm going to